Today we're talking about the co-op games from 1993. But first, let's take a look at what else was happening in the world of gaming. Star Fox, Mario All-Stars, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, Mortal Kombat 2, Virtua Fighter, Mega Man X, Kirby's Adventure, Sonic CD, Shinobi 3. And for home consoles, we saw the FM Towns Marty, Atari Jaguar, the 3DO, and the Amiga CD32. Now let's talk about some co-op games. Secret of Mana, Square's foray into the world of action RPGs during the 16-bit era, is nothing short of a masterpiece. Departing from their traditional turn-based combat, Square brilliantly introduced a combat system where weapon charges determined the strength of your attacks, adding strategic depth to the game. The ring system streamlined item selection and customization, setting it apart in the RPG landscape. But the thing that made this game stand out the most was the 3-player co-op. This is somewhat of a rarity when it comes to RPGs, just in general, and especially back in 1993. It's still considered to be one of the best co-op games of all time, as well as its sequel. Super Bomberman, a cornerstone of the Bomberman series, shines brightly in the world of multiplayer gaming, even when compared to modern standards. When it comes to classic Super Nintendo games, it stands as a testament to the timeless appeal of its multiplayer mode. Visually, the game boasts respectable graphics for its time, with detailed levels that capture the essence of Bomberman. This is primarily known as a competitive game, but you could play through the entire story with a friend as well, where you team up and both drop bombs and destroy the enemies and move on to the next level. The Bomberman series is still considered to be some of the most fun multiplayer you can ever have. Gunstar Heroes is a standout title in the Mega Drive/Genesis catalog. This run-and-gun action platformer, ideal for 1 or 2 players, offering fast-paced gameplay against relentless foes, an impressive arsenal of weapons including a flamethrower, homing shot, machine gun, and lightning blaster, diverse level designs with vibrant backgrounds, the option to select from 4 starting levels, and unexpected boss encounters contribute to the excitement. Gunstar Heroes boasts stunning graphics and explosive action, and like the previously mentioned games, it's still considered to be one of the best in its genre. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs still holds a place in the hearts of many gamers. This is another example of a classic Capcom beat-em-up, and you can play through the whole game in 3-player co-op. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs manages to offer decent brawler action, enhanced by a variety of weapons and 4 distinct characters. While not a genre-defining classic, it's an enjoyable arcade experience for a short session of mindless fun, especially with friends on the couch or at the arcade. LucasArts, known today for its Star Wars games, once thrived as a humor-focused game developer during the 90s. In that era of Atari ST and Commodore Amiga, titles like Sam and Max, Maniac Mansion, and Monkey Island captured gamers' hearts. Zombies Ate My Neighbors embodies this quirky LucasArts era and offers a experience reminiscent of 16-bit computer games. But instead of a point-and-click adventure, we have a top-down action run-and-gun shooter that can be played co-op. Playing as Zeke or Julie, your mission is to rescue your neighbors from a horde of zombies, chainsaw maniacs, and other bizarre foes, using an arsenal of amusing weapons. The game's visual style brilliantly combines the 50s with MTV generation, and its catchy music complements the eerie yet whimsical atmosphere. Zombies Ate My Neighbors truly shines in its cooperative play, with 55 challenging levels that encourage teamwork and strategizing. While not a terrifying game, it's the perfect choice for a Halloween night of endless fun with a friend, earning its place as a must-have classic with excellent co-op dynamics, replay value, and LucasArts-style humor. Magcoal on the PC Engine CD is an overhead action RPG game, and it's a captivating experience. While the game is entirely in Japanese, its appeal is not lost on players. It offers a 2-player mode, allowing you to choose between a male or female character. The gameplay involves navigating an overhead map, engaging in battles, and triggering cutscenes to progress through various locations, including towns and overworlds. Although the intricate storyline may be challenging to decipher without knowledge of the Japanese language, the game's imaginative and creative elements shine through. Unfortunately, it never received an English translation, so hopefully we get a fan translation sometime in the future, as it offers a unique and action-oriented RPG experience. This is truly a co-op hidden gem that should definitely be unearthed. Battletoads and Double Dragon is a game that was ported to a number of systems: the Super Nintendo, Genesis, and the NES. They all play pretty much the same, but with obviously different graphics. Bosses are impressively huge and detailed, adding to the visual appeal. You're able to play as the 2 Lee brothers, Billy and Jimmy, as well as all 3 Battletoads: Pimple, Rash, and Zitz. The gameplay follows the standard Battletoads formula, offering enjoyable beat-em-up action, although the absence of Double Dragon gameplay might disappoint some. Characters, while similar, lack unique attributes. The game compensates with variety in battle animations and abilities. This game is incredibly difficult, and I've never been able to complete it. I think that's the one thing keeping it from being a great game, but it's still a lot of fun to pick up and play in co-op mode. Battletoads and Battlemaniacs on the Super Nintendo also came out in 1993. Sought to address the notorious difficulty of its predecessor while delivering more accessible gameplay. The game features Zitz, Rash, and Pimple, and sends players on a rescue mission as they journey into a virtual reality system to save their kidnapped friends from the Dark Queen. It essentially remasters memorable levels from the original NES title, offering a challenging yet less frustrating gameplay experience, thanks to better checkpoints and unlimited continues. The wacky cartoonish graphics and animations retain the series' signature style, and of course it retains the 2-player cooperative gameplay. Battletoads and Battlemaniacs successfully brings the series' humor and charm to the Super Nintendo, making it a great choice for retro gaming enthusiasts. Bonk 3, Bonk's Big Adventure, marks the grand finale of the original Bonk trilogy, and Hudson didn't hold back in delivering a robust and enjoyable experience. This game came out on the TurboGrafx 16 as well as the Turbo CD. Building upon its predecessors, the game retains Bonk's signature abilities like headbutting, wall bouncing, and tree swinging, while refining the controls for a slightly faster pace. But the most standout feature is that you could play it in 2-player co-op. Outside of the arcade, we didn't see a lot of co-op 2D platformers, so this is a welcome addition. It introduces new level elements such as zip lines and sewer pipes, while incorporating familiar enemies and obstacles from earlier titles. Bonk 3 is a fitting conclusion to the series, and made even better with co-op gameplay. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2 may not quite capture the magic of its predecessor, but it's still an enjoyable ride for fans of the series. It plays and looks pretty much the same, so basically if you enjoyed the first game, this is more of that, and you're going to enjoy this one. The levels are less inspired than the first game, and enemy variety is lacking. However, the bosses provide a welcome challenge, with creative designs that make victory satisfying. The Star Collection mechanic offers some incentive, allowing you to expand your life meter. Despite its shortcomings, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2 remains a worthwhile play for fans of the series, even if the first game outshines it in many aspects. Alien Breed 2: The Horror Continues offers a thrilling and challenging gaming experience on the Amiga, building upon the success of its predecessor. Set in a futuristic world where you play as a space marine tasked with eliminating alien threats on a colonized planet, the game features 3 complex areas with over 12 levels, each progressively more difficult. While the challenge can be intense, the game provides opportunities for resource management and strategic planning through Intex computer consoles, where you can purchase weapons, keys, first aid kits, and more. The AGA graphics are impressively detailed, and the haunting sound effects add to the atmospheric experience. Despite its difficulty, Alien Breed 2 is a must-play for fans of action-packed shooters. Batsugun stands as a seminal arcade shoot-'em-up celebrated for pioneering the bullet hell genre, with its relentless bullet patterns. With its fast-paced action, small hitboxes, and powerful weaponry, this arcade classic delivers accessible yet challenging gameplay across its 5 dynamic stages. It's known for its intricate enemy attack patterns that force players to adapt strategies, along with a variety of ships to choose from, each offering unique shot types and power-ups. Batsugun's gameplay is complemented by hidden secrets, scoring tricks, and a memorable level-up system that adds layers of depth to the experience, making it a significant entry in the history of shooting games. Dungeon Explorer 2 on the PC Engine CD builds upon its predecessor's foundation, enhancing the gameplay experience with subtle yet significant improvements, featuring an expanded roster of 16 unique character classes, including hidden characters like the Witch, Monk, and Robot. The game offers greater variety and replayability. The less linear structure provides subquests for additional items and experience, resulting in a more engaging and lengthy adventure. And like its predecessor, you could play this with up to 5 players. Dungeon Explorer 2 stands as a notable improvement over the original, making it a compelling choice for fans of action RPGs on the TurboGrafx 16. Gauntlet IV offers an enjoyable multiplayer experience, allowing up to 4 players to delve into its improved graphics and slightly easier gameplay compared to its predecessors. While it may not reach the height of later entries like Gauntlet Legends, it offers decent addictiveness, especially when played with friends. The game's story is lacking, but its cooperative gameplay compensates for that, with diverse characters and adjustable difficulty settings. However, navigating some confusing levels and dealing with certain enemy mechanics can be frustrating. Overall, Gauntlet IV is worth a try, especially for those seeking a cooperative gaming experience on the Sega Genesis. Goof Troop on the Super Nintendo defies expectations by delivering an unexpectedly enjoyable gaming experience. Considering its source material, developed by Capcom, known for their prowess in creating licensed titles like DuckTales and Aladdin, Goof Troop ventures into uncharted territory by crafting a Zelda-inspired adventure from the seemingly mundane world of the Goofy and Max duo. The game's simplicity is balanced by its fun factor, with both Goofy and Max relying on their ability to pick up and throw objects, a skill crucial for solving puzzles throughout the 5 levels. In my opinion, Goof Troop is one of the best co-op games on the Super Nintendo, and it's a game that I played a lot as a child. It's another early example of a co-op Zelda-like. It's the perfect game to play with a friend in one sitting. Hired Guns redefines the 16-bit action-adventure genre, offering a tense and atmospheric experience that keeps you on the edge from start to finish. DMA design has masterfully combined RPG elements with intense firefights, creating an Amiga classic that sets the bar high for its successors. The game's innovative control system, seamless perspective, and fully customizable graphics are a testament to the developer's commitment to excellence. While the plot is straightforward, you're a mercenary battling genetic freaks on a hostile planet. It's the gameplay, strategy, and challenging puzzles that make Hired Guns a standout title. Whether playing solo or with friends, the game's versatility shines through, offering an immersive and highly engaging adventure that will be remembered as one of the best on the Amiga. The Lost Vikings, developed by Silicon, defies conventional Viking game expectations by offering a captivating puzzle-solving experience. In this quirky adventure, you control 3 Vikings, each with unique abilities, navigating them through nearly 40 levels spanning various time periods. The creative use of their skills and the necessity of teamwork create engaging and progressively challenging puzzles. While it may not deliver the expected Viking hack-and-slash action, The Lost Vikings stands out as a humorous, enjoyable, and refreshingly unique experience. And the Sega Genesis version can be played in 3-player co-op. Lucky and Wild, a forgotten gem from the world of arcade gaming, combines the thrill of 16-bit racing games with the excitement of a light gun shooter. In this over-the-top 80s buddy cop flick-inspired adventure, you step into the shoes of detectives Lucky and Wild, 2 cops who will stop at nothing to take down the criminal underworld. The game, despite its straightforward plot, delivers an exhilarating cooperative experience, best enjoyed with a friend. Lucky and Wild's innovative blend of driving and shooting, along with responsive controls, make it an unforgettable cooperative arcade classic. Unfortunately, the game's rarity in modern arcades means it's challenging to find and play, making it a cherished memory for those fortunate enough to have experienced it during its heyday. Metamorphic Force, a classic arcade beat-em-up from Konami, brings an action-packed and colorful experience reminiscent of Saturday morning cartoons. The game's plot revolves around Greek deities reincarnating heroic men to thwart an evil king's monstrous army across various time periods. With 4 selectable characters, each with their unique abilities, including transforming into mighty beasts, the game offers fast-paced combat and entertaining spectacle. While the beast gimmick doesn't add significant strategy, the game's smooth animation, vibrant visuals, lively soundtrack, and cooperative gameplay create an enjoyable, visually unique brawler that excels in delivering arcade-style thrills, even without a prominent license like X-Men. Ninja Boy 2 on the Game Boy offers a quirky and lighthearted RPG experience, with streamlined combat, solid controls, and a story that keeps the player engaged. If you played Little Ninja Brothers on the NES, this is pretty much a port of that. And if you have 2 Game Boys and 2 copies of the game and a link cable, you can play the whole game in 2-player co-op. Co-op RPGs were definitely a rarity back in the day, and especially on the Game Boy. In fact, just co-op games in general on the Game Boy were rare, so whenever I come across one, I love to highlight it. Ganbare Goemon 2 came out exclusively on the Super Famicom in Japan, and it's the follow-up to Legend of the Mystical Ninja, as it was known in the US. Many consider this to be the pinnacle of the Goemon series, and one of the best co-op 2D platformers of all time. The sprites and animation are absolutely beautiful, and the co-op gameplay that you know and love from the series is intact as well. Although you can play the game without knowing Japanese, it might be a bit of a struggle. Luckily, in recent years, we got a fan translation, so you're able to fully experience what this game has to offer. This is the game that also introduced the giant impact character, where the characters pilot and go into big, giant mech-like battles, which became a staple in the series and changes up the gameplay a bit. This game also introduced vehicles into the series. Goemon 2 is one of the best co-op games on the Super Famicom, and outside of Japan, it's still kind of unknown. Ninja Baseball Batman is a bizarre departure from the typical beat-em-up genre, embracing wacky Japanese humor and strange enemies in a bright, colorful setting. Instead of the usual muscle-bound hero seeking vengeance in a gritty urban environment, you control baseball-themed ninjas on a quest to recover Babe Ruth's stolen gold statue and accessories scattered across 6 cities. Each ninja has unique special moves, a refreshing departure from the genre's norm. Although it's not the best beat-em-up of all time, its unique approach and colorful graphics combined with the co-op gameplay definitely make for a solid experience that is worth revisiting. Night Slashers is a delightfully campy beat-em-up game that immerses players in a modern urban world, overrun by zombies, werewolves, and vampires. This was a 3-player co-op game in the arcades. As one of 3 unique monster hunters, each with their own special moves, players embark on a mission to save humanity from the undead scourge. While the gameplay offers classic beat-em-up mechanics, it introduces intriguing elements like embedding enemies in the ground for extra damage and a charging system for powerful moves. What truly sets Night Slashers apart is its over-the-top horror theme, complete with graphic violence and gore, along with delightfully cheesy voice acting. The memorable music and atmosphere make it an enjoyable experience, especially when you play it in 3-player co-op. Run Saber is a Super Nintendo game that was clearly highly inspired by the Strider games, but this one introduces 2-player co-op. Similar to Strider, you move around quickly, jumping and climbing on walls and ceilings with fast-paced action and platforming. You play as 2 characters, Alan and Sheena, as you fight to save the planet. This is one of the rare Super Nintendo games that didn't get a Japanese release, despite being developed mostly by a Japanese team. This has everything you'd want in a 90s video game. The action is over the top, with a lot of variety between levels, including a fight on a jet. With only 5 levels, this is a pretty quick game, and the difficulty isn't too bad either. So with a few attempts, you and a friend should be able to complete this one. Run Saber is definitely a hidden gem on the Super Nintendo, and one of the best co-op games from 1993. So those are some of the co-op games from 1993. What games did we miss? What are your favorites? And if you enjoyed this video, definitely make sure you watch our video from last week, co-op games from 1992. And thanks for watching.